Good evening, all. Welcome to a bit of Monday Night Speedway with us. And tonight we've got the Knockout Cup Final between the Kings Lynn Stars and the Leicester Lions. A decent turnout from the Leicester supporters there on turn number one. I am joined this evening by Mr. Dylan, but due to issues which we won't get into, he's just going to be providing us with updates from Birmingham versus Belle Vue, if you want to run us through the team lineups now.
I suppose I can do that much. Hang on. Why can't we be heard? Have I gone deaf?
I don't know.
There's definitely no sound coming through. There is sound coming through now. Sweet.
There is.
Right, two team lineups from Birmingham for the Birmingham Brummies that cannot win on home shale. Rider at number 1, Tobias Michalek. 2 is Paco Castagna. 3, Jonas Jepsen, who had a very successful weekend of racing with his new championship club Berwick. Keenan rides at number 4, Matty Zagar at 5, Ben Barker returns at number 6 on home shale for the first time in a little while, and Sam Hagan rides at number 7. Palmer, you got a Brummie to watch.
I'm going to go. I haven't, so I'm just going to go with Paco Castagna. He's been doing really well for the Brummies at that number 2 position, and that's about it, really.
I'm going to go with our boy. I'm going to go with Ben Barker. He's just come out. He had a difficult one at Ipswich on Thursday, but other than that, he's had a decent weekend. He was solid on Saturday for Plymouth at home against Oxford, and hopefully he can carry that confidence through. And to be honest, the Belle Vue reserves don't look fantastic. And for
100%.
Belle Vue, talking about Belle Vue, Brady Kurtz rides at number 1, Norrit Bladorn at 2, Jamin Lidsey 3, Zach Cook at 4, Dan Bewley 5, Tate Zishki at 6, and Jay Morford at number 7. You've got a Belle Vue rider to watch.
I'm going to go for Norrit Bladorn. I just think he rides Brum really, really well, and he's probably struggling for a bit of confidence with the aces at the minute, and maybe this is that meeting that turns his confidence around.
I'll go with Dan Bewley. Boring option probably, but he always rides Birmingham well as well. Was on a maximum after 3 or 4 rides last time. I know he ended up screwing that up because Tobias Michalek sucked him through the tapes in 15 in that meeting, but he does enjoy his trips to Perry Bar. And fun fact actually, which Jessup, I think it was, pointed out earlier, this is the first time in a couple of seasons Belle Vue have come with both of their big hitters at the same time. They're usually missing one or the other.
Yeah, for sure. So Dill will be providing us updates from that meeting at Perry Bar tonight. Our 2 team lineups here then. There's Marion Ingram on the spanners for Joe Thompson there. What a boy.
Absolute legend.
For the 2 team lineups here and for the Kings Lynn Stars. Number 1, Niels Christian Everson. Number 2 is Richard Lawson. Chris Harris goes at 3. Lewis Kerr guests at number 4. Yankovic rides at number 5. Nikolai Clint at number 6. Luke Harrison rides at number 7. We've both gone for the same man to watch. I'm pretty sure it's for the same reasons. Nikolai Clint should clear up at reserve.
Yeah, he's been really good, and he's riding really well everywhere at the moment. You know, the championship racing I think is helping him as well, but he should, like you say, should clean up at reserve.
And for the Lions, Max Frick rides at number 1. Tom Brennan guests at number 2. Ryan Douglas rides at number 3. With Kyle Howarth riding at number 4. Sam Masters rides at number 5. Drew Kemp goes at number 6. And Joe Thompson rides at number 7. Who was your man to watch, Mr. Dill?
Max Frick, he's flying in British Speedway this year. It's not quite going to plan in the Grand Prix, but as far as British Speedway goes, he's flying, and statistically he's the best rider in British Speedway right now. And he's found a new edge as well, so I'm going to go with him. And much like Nikolai Clint should clean up at reserve, with all due respect to Niels Christian Everson, Chris Harris and, dare I say, Yankovic, he should be beating all of those Max Frick, and he could clean up at number 1.
100%. And I've gone for Sam Masters. I think, Sam tends to struggle normally around Kings Lynn. But if there's ever a time to get it right, tonight is the night. Nobody wants to underperform in a cup final, and for both of these teams the pressure's on. And I think the man that just come over here for some brisket has got to put in a good shift this evening. He's never living that down.
God, you've got a point. All the way from Australia for some brisket. Jimmy Colbert's in the comments. Good evening, guys. He was here before we were. What a boy.
What a man. Good evening, Mr. Jimmy. Hope you're doing well on this fine It is Monday, isn't it?
It is Monday. It was Sunday
It is
yesterday,
Monday.
and it's Tuesday tomorrow.
There we go. So it's a fine Monday evening. If you are joining us, get yourselves in the comments. Ask me any questions. Give us predictions as well. Because
we ain't even done that for these meetings, have we? Should we do that while we've got a minute? While Bartek's interviewing Charlotte.
Bartek's falling in love. You can see it in his eyes.
Right, predictions for Kings Lynn and Leicester first.
It's a tough one, this. I think Kings Lynn are getting very good at home. And Leicester are getting very good home and away. Oh, know what? Sod it. Kings Lynn 52, Leicester 38.
Oh, that's a big one. Maple and Tig, good evening, guys. Lions fan here, saw you post on the forum, so thought we'd check out your channel. Going for a 48-42 Kings Lynn win tonight. I think 48-42 I'm going to go with as well. I think Kings Lynn will take a lead, but I said this to you before we came on. I think it needs to be double figures. I think they need 10, 12, 14 points. I think anything less than 10 I don't think is enough, because Leicester have been fantastic at home. In particular,
they have, and I think it's like I said to you. I think if Kings Lynn had to do it, I think they need a 20-point lead.
Yeah,
but
I think you might be right, to be honest. Have you got any predictions from the Birmingham and Belle Vue meeting?
Again, that's an hard one to predict. Most people would expect Belle Vue to absolutely smoke it, but I don't think they will. Belle Vue will probably win, but I don't think it'll be massive, like a 47-43 kind of win, I think, for Belle Vue.
I'm going to go 50-40 Belle Vue. Birmingham have beat Belle Vue here this season with a bit of good fortune and Brady Kurtz, but I think Tate Zishki now getting regular championship rides and the confidence that's going to come with that. I think he'll have a point to prove at reserve. And just a quick note on that one, Belle Vue have won the toss at Birmingham and have took 1 and 3 in Heat 1 with Christina Turnbull the referee for that meeting.
And here at the Adrian Flux Arena, we've got Seth Perkin as our meeting official. While we're building up to the action on BSN, you can buy the meeting on BSN, by the way, for $13.99, $14.99, something like that.
I think it's $13.99, isn't it?
But for those that are joining us this evening, if you are new, welcome to Shoot Some Shale. We appreciate having you with us. We can't show the racing, unfortunately. There's a copyright law which would mean we'd have to fork out a hell of a lot of money if they was to find out we were showing their product. And to be quite frank and honest with you guys, it's money we ain't got, because we're big and bulky blokes and we like takeaways too much.
And to be honest, we just offer the alternative if people can't get the stream for whatever reason or anything. It's almost like a radio service, I suppose. Normally it's just the two of us giving our reactions, but tonight it'll mostly be Palmer But it'll be informative. You'll get the information you need, and hopefully stick around with us until the end.
Yeah, basically what Dill says, we've got 10 people watching us. And we're getting a massive thank you for tuning in to us tonight.
I'll tell you
Hope
what,
you've had a...
that 8:15 from the last meeting was a beautiful ride from Max Freak.
It was, wasn't it?
And interesting, I don't know if Louis Kerr's guesting for Kings Lynn for both legs, but Tom Brennan has been booked to cover for both legs of this as well, which is, they can keep the continuity in the Leicester camp of knowing this is the 7 that are going to win or lose this tie. There's no having to scoot around for another guest. It will be Tom Brennan guesting for Becker in both meetings.
I'm pretty sure Louis Kerr's guesting for both legs as well. I wouldn't be surprised if they keep Luke Harrison as well at reserve.
Yeah, I'd probably expect that. He does ride. He's raced Leicester fairly recently, and so that'll be interesting. Just looking at the BSN fixtures over the coming month or so. Do you want to quickly read these out for anyone that's interested, Paul?
So, anybody that's interested, upcoming fixtures on BSN. Obviously, we've got tonight Kings Lynn versus Leicester. Thursday, we've got the second leg, Leicester versus Kings Lynn. On Saturday, my birthday eve. So if anyone wants to send me a birthday beer, DM me and we can sort it out. They're off to Plymouth to watch a nice little local derby, which our community experienced Guy Allen says he can travel to in half an hour. As Workington go to Plymouth. Then a week on Wednesday, it was Oxford versus Redcar. The screen's gone off now and I can't remember the rest of them, so I do apologise.
There's a little team photo being taken there. It's mad how many different manufacturers are in with those Kings Lynn Kevlars. The amount of different shades of blue there is going on.
Yeah, it's mad, innit?
I love that Kings Lynn have made that parade area and where the bikes go idiot proof. It's got KL one side, LE the other side, and 1 to 7 on both sides for riders to put their bikes. It's literally Allen proof.
And let's be honest, if there's anyone that's going to mess that up, it would be Allen.
One person who's not joining us tonight is Winchester. Normally watches, but he's not tonight. He's gone to Birmingham to meet his hero, Mark Lemon.
But what do you mean we're not going to get a message at 8-2 saying I'm tuned in as always? Winchester's breaking our hearts. How very dare he go and meet his hero, who he has posted a photo with, and his hero looks absolutely thrilled. And the Kings Lynn boys now just having a bit of a team talk. Well, Richard Lawson's talking to Chris Harris, and then you've got Louis Kerr talking to Rob Lyon-Yankovic, and Luke Harrison's just there as a little tag along.
And the Leicester boys have gone out on their parade, and they're on the centre concrete ready, because there is no centre green at Kings Lynn.
Jimmy Colbert has come into the 4-point win for Kings Lynn tonight. It is nice to see.
It'll be interesting to see what people think in the comments. What a realistic lead Kings Lynn would need to take to Leicester, if any, to hold on to this. I don't think Leicester will be beaten at home. Tom Brennan has actually got his Ipswich Kevlars on.
That he has. But yeah, he's nice, to be honest, to see a different team in a cup final.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, for sure. Richard says went to Scunny last Friday. Excellent meeting, some close racing, and also close racing through the NDL meeting. Very good value for money, and all done in just over 3 hours with a break. It wasn't good viewing for you as a Scunny fan, but I do enjoy a trip to Scunny every now and again, and even before you started taking the interval, that the meetings were so quickly done as well.
You know, I do agree with Richard's comment there. Luke giving high fives to the crowd. What a boy. I do agree with Richard there. It was a good meeting, and fair play to Edinburgh. They fully deserve both of their wins. Um, but yeah, from a Scunny perspective, it was very frustrating to go from having a good start to effing it up. But if anybody was going to do it, it was always going to be Scunny, wasn't it?
It's been the story of Scunny season. Usually a team built to be dominant at home and just haven't been this year.
No, but I did tell Godfrey this yesterday. Will he listen to me with regards to next year? I'm not holding my breath.
Kings Lynn riders are actually parading through the crowd. That's different, and they're going one by one. I don't know if this is the normal way to do it at Kings Lynn, but I like it.
I'll be honest. I can't remember how they did it when I went to Kings Lynn about a month ago. But yeah. Jimmy Colbert says Belle Vue win by 6. Richard Machin says Jonathan Grant definitely one to watch. I agree. I was very impressed with him.
He's very good.
He's took to British Speedway this year like a duck to water, hasn't he?
He has, and you always preferred Gustav Grant, the other one of the two. Just I think it was for his name more than anything.
Just because he's got a funny name.
But Jonathan's took to British Speedway really well, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him if there is a Premiership next year, to see Jonathan Grant in the Premiership along with the likes of Victor Palavara and riders like that.
Yeah, I mean, obviously nobody knows what's going to happen next year, do they? There's different talks of things, so who knows? It's going to be a very, very interesting winter.
Wow.
Rob,
we've had 2 races at Birmingham, Mush.
Already?
Do you know how a certain somebody said he was going for a Nando's before the Brady Kurtz Maximum tonight?
You're not going to tell me Brady Kurtz isn't getting that maximum.
He's not getting that maximum. Heat 1 was won by your rider to watch, Norit Bladorn, with Tobias Michalek in 2nd and Brady Kurtz 3rd. Paco Castagna was 3rd and miscounted. Oh dear. For 2 points to Birmingham, 4 to Belle Vue, and Heat 2 was won by the former Belle Vue Colts racer in the NDL, Sam Hagan, with Tate Zishki in 2nd and Ben Barker in 3rd for a 4-2, straight back to tie the scores up at 6 points apiece after 2.
Who is that riding in Sam Hagan's bike and race suit, and what have I done with the real Sam Hagan?
He has struggled at home, but he can gate, and if he had the speed, he did it a couple of times last meeting. He was gating and then just going backwards. They were showing it on the TV highlights, weren't they? He was gating really well and then just going backwards. So if he sorts out that speed, all of a sudden he looks like a threat. This parade's going on a bloody while. They still ain't out for Heat 1 yet. We're 17 minutes in after the advertised start time.
It is dragging on a little bit, innit?
We're going to get to Heat 2 and have a sun delay, watch.
Yeah, we probably are.
There's Cape C with the flag. What a legend.
What a boy. We won't not spot him looking at the state of that hair.
What hair?
Exactly. I wouldn't want him to get sunburn on his brain.
Well, that's true. Louis Kerr with his pool Kevlars on, keeping the colour scheme going of blue. Well, to be fair, his Kevlars maybe look more Kings Lynn like than some of the Kings Lynn ones with all the colour combos on the go. I don't know what these photographers are taking pictures of here.
Andy Harrison there in the background proper broke my heart earlier.
Why did he not let you have a flyer today?
Well, there was that. And he said to me, the big thing Scunny need to change next year is, and I quote,
the centre green presenter.
That fat, useless centre green presenter that tries to get 200 people to clap.
I wonder who that centre green presenter is.
I mean, judging by the Steelers pictures, James Jessup.
Well,
But
yes.
riders now finally taking to the track. Not with their helmets on or anything, they're just saying hello to the crowd, and hopefully we'll be underway with Heat 1 shortly, because
There's only so much filler we can do, especially when you're going
there is.
solo tonight. Well, solo-ish.
I mean, if the referee fancies cracking this meeting on, like the referee did at Scunny on Friday, where as soon as one race finished, 2 minutes was on, it shouldn't be an issue.
And smart here, the riders aren't allowed to do any practice starts or anything, although that's not going to stop Luke. He's just going to find a bite point
Luke?
for his clutch, and yeah, you're not allowed to
Yeah.
do any form of racing of any kind when you're out without your helmet on, and or you get a nice hefty fine.
Is it true you can't do wheelies as well without an helmet on?
No, you can't. Well, you're not supposed to. Birmingham won a meeting last year, and all the boys went out. I think it was when they beat Belle Vue, actually. They all went out, and Leon and Brennan, I think it was, both pop wheelies, and then Leon came back in and said to Nigel Tolley, "Can you pay the fines we're going to get for them?"
I think Matthews Agard did it as well for you guys
Yeah,
this year.
Yeah.
But Mate should be rich enough to. Richard Machin says, I'm better than Graham in the box. That'll do.
20 people watching us, that's impressive.
That's like big numbers.
That's funky. And it's just a couple of fat fellas sat here talking about Speedway, you know what I mean?
And one of them fat fellas has got a kind of Stella by his side.
And the other one's rather unwell, but we're here, we're doing the job. There are 2 other watch-alongs planned this week as well, but they're all subject to change depending on how my health holds up. We are hoping to cover the second leg of this as well, though.
Yeah, so current plans, obviously plans are, I feel like I'm promoting a WWE card here.
Subject to change.
Some shale streams are subject to change, but we do intend on covering the second leg of this on Thursday. And we've got a feisty meeting coming up in the championship on Wednesday. I'm getting old. I've had 7 months off work. I don't know what day of the week things are. But yeah, Wednesday we've got Poole versus Oxford, which will be pretty cool.
How many guests have Oxford got? That's the question.
I think Luke Harrison may be one. Brett says, evening guys. Good evening, Brett.
What a boy. You had the pleasure of spending a bit of time on a centre green with Brett at Scunny the other night, didn't you?
I did. We had a bit of a laugh and a bit of a joke, and yeah, it was cool to have a insert quote marks here, a personal assistant with me for the night.
And yeah, we've still got 17 people watching. Some I've just saw a BSN comment pop up actually. Shout out to the people who got Vinnie Ford from being stuck in the bog at Workington on Saturday. He ain't had the best of fortunes, has he, old Vinnie? Bit an hole in his tongue the other day, and then got himself stuck in the bog on Saturday, which was announced out for everybody. Before we quickly crack on with Heat 1 here, there has been another heat at Birmingham, which was won by Keenan Rue, with Zach Cook in second and Jonas Jepsen third, for a 4-2 to Birmingham and 10 points to 8 in the Brummies' favour after 3 heats at Perry Bar.
Interesting times at Perry Bar. Vinnie Ford, talk about being in the shit.
Scott Campos spannering for Richard Lawson as well tonight. That's a name that's not been around for a while.
I remember when Scunny was in our poor club era, and Scott Campos used to be our guest reserve every meeting.
He had spells with Kings Lynn's young stars before they were what they are now as well, didn't he? And he's quite synonymous with the Isle of Wight.
Yeah. So, heat number 1 then, here we go. Off gate 1 in yellow, Tom Brennan. Gate 2, blue, Richard Lawson. Gate 3, white, Max Frick and Niels Christian Stevenson. Gate 4, red, and the tapes fly up for number 1 away. We go. It's a very solid start there for Tom Brennan, who has the lead first as I go on down to the back straight, and it is the rider in blue, Richard Lawson, that just about has that second place. And now Max Frick goes wide in the third and fourth turns. Now what can Niels Christian Stevenson do? Can he capitalise on it? No, he can't. So it's currently the Lions on a 4-2 heat advantage as we stand, but Christian Everson now dive bombs underneath the inside there of Max Frick, and it's going to be a 3-3 if things stay as we are. Tom Brennan, though, he's out in front. He's checked out away and gone. He can go to Travelodge and get himself a breakfast. But Max Frick's now starting to put a bit of pressure on Niels Christian Everson out the back. Everson just holding the inside line here while Max Frick just tries the outside run. And if anything, Niels Christian Everson is now gaining a lead over Max Frick. And Tom Brennan's made an absolute dream start here. And the Leicester fans over on the first turn are going to go absolutely crazy for this, as their guest rider takes the opening heat win here, as it's a share of the spoils in race number 1.
That was a good ride from Thomas there, to be honest. Brilliant start. He didn't really do Max Frick any favours there. Both Tom was going out, Frick was coming in, weren't they?
100%. So the official result of heat number 1 was a win for the rider in yellow, Tom Brennan. Second in blue was Richard Lawson, and third in red, Niels Christian Everson. Max Frick there bringing up the rear of heat number 1, making the progressive scores 3 to Kings Lynn, 3 to Leicester. But yeah, both Lions here made an absolute perfect start. But I think Max just kind of lifted and Tom got in his way a little bit, which allowed Richard to come round the outside down the back straight. And then it was just here on turns 4 where Max Frick went very, very wide. Neil says, "Thanks for the gap, pal. I'll come through. You're very, very kind, Aussie man."
Max looked a little bit uncomfortable there. He was straightening up every time he went into the corners.
He was a bit.
And it has been said numerous times this year, Kings Lynn is particularly grippy this year.
It is, but in fairness, it's nice to see a track that's not completely slick. Not that I'm looking at any club in particular, especially that 5 miles down the road from me. But heat number 2, boys on their way to the traps.
Winchester's just asked if we can get a shout out from the Birmingham Centre Green presenter. I was like, in layman's terms, mush, he can't because he don't do them.
Exactly. He could get a shout out from the Scunthorpe Centre Green presenter, but that would mean he'd have to turn up.
It's true. And Alan's been to Scunny this year, so Winchester's letting the side down.
Heat number 2 here then at Kings Lynn, off gate number 1 in the red helmet colour, that's Nikolai Clint. Off gate 2 in the white helmet colour, that's Drew Kemp. Off gate 3 in blue is my work colleague, Lucas Harrison. And Joe Thompson's off gate 4 in yellow.
And if you are new to our watch-alongs, a lot of the time me and Palmer will just sit here and have a chinwag as well. It's, you know, it's not as professional as some things. We'll just sit and have a chinwag about food or life. But basically, we have to do what we have to do to fill time, because speedway meetings like to have little breaks for track grades and stuff.
Big up the track grades.
Apart from Scunny.
Apart from us. So, heat number 2, the start match walks away, the tapes rise, away we go. Nikolai Clint's made an absolutely electric gate there with Drew Kemp there in second. Luke Harrison now forced Drew Kemp wide there, great ride there from Luke Harrison, and Joe Thompson's come up the inside there with Drew as well. So it's currently the Kings Lynn Stars on a 5-1 as it stands. Now Nikolai Clint really needs to slow down really and look after his team partner as Luke goes wide there, and he's just about got enough in the tank to keep ahead of both of these two Lions boys. But the Lions, I say the Lions are chasing. Drew Kemp's packed up at the back, but Joe Thompson's now trying to push Luke Harrison out wide to try and get himself up the inside. There is very close. It's neck and neck as they're about to go down the back straight. Luke just about holds the advantage. Now, what could Joe Thompson do here? Could he do anything? We've got 1 lap left to go. Nikolai Clint's about 500 miles ahead. He can come to Scunny, check the track out and see what it's like. But it's very, very close now between Luke Harrison and Joe Thompson. But Luke just got a little bit of an advantage here as the Stars take a big 5-1 there.
That was a really good game from the Lions pair, and I thought Luke had missed it and he just dragged to the first turn. He cut back really smart under both of them. He was ruthless on Drew Kemp, but absolutely fantastic ride from Luke Harrison. He didn't necessarily have the speed, and he was, I think, on the wrong line as well. Early on, he was too mid-track, but he just about managed to hold on.
100%. So the official result of heat number 2 was a win for the rider in red, Nikolai Clint. Second in blue, Luke Harrison. And third in yellow, Joseph Thompson. 5 points to Kings Lynn, 1 to Leicester, making the progressive scores now 8 points to the Stars, 4 to the Lions. And can I just say, the Kings Lynn celebration flag's broken. It's ripped it off.
Ooh, nothing dangerous or hot, unfair or anything there from Luke. Drew lifted just as Luke came underneath, which made it look a little bit worse than it was. But a brilliant ride from Luke, and that'll do his confidence the world of good.
There was no malice in it. It was just hard racing, to be fair. It's about time Luke found some balls. Andy and Nick, if you're listening, I meant every word of that.
And then Drew just straightens up, and that was that. A couple of the Leicester boys are struggling with this track early on.
Leicester's normally quite slick.
Yeah, it is.
Or at least it has been this season.
This is probably the only track I think that's got any form of grip going on it. A lot of them have been set up slick this year. And Luke rightfully getting an interview on BSN after that.
Yeah, Luke remembering he's got a girlfriend as well and not making any eye contact with Charlotte there.
Neither of the Belle Vue big boys are going to get a maximum tonight. Heat 4 was won by Matty Zagar with Dan Bewley second and Jake Mulford third. Sam Hagan's back to being Sam Hagan. Points 3 apiece, 13 points to 11 after 4 in Birmingham's favour.
And yeah, so there's a few fixtures on as well this week. Obviously, we've got tonight Birmingham on it at home this evening. Wednesday, obviously, we've got Poole versus Oxford. Thursday is the second leg of this. Friday, if you're in the area, Scunny have got Workington for, I'm sure, what will be another battering. SGP2's on as well on Friday. Redcar versus Glasgow, and Scunny at Glasgow on Saturday, and there's the GP. And then on Sunday it's my birthday, so I'm off to Leicester to watch the Fox Cubs. Because big up the Pipers.
And catch up with the Pipers, yeah. Who now, I don't know if Carrie's put it out yet, but there is Pipers.
She has, yeah.
Pipers merchandise on sale, well, hats. So if you're interested in one of them, go and check out Team Piper Racing and give some love to their graphics design folk, because that's us.
Is there anything the Pipers can't do? They've got great social media boys. They've got decent caps. They've got good crisps about. Heat number 3, Chris Harris gate 4, red, Louis Kerr gate 2, blue, Ryan Douglas gate 1, white, Kyle Howarth gate 3, yellow. Start Marshall walks away, the stream glitches, the tapes rise, away we go. It's a good start there for Ryan Douglas off the inside gate, but it's the 2 Stars boys in second of it. Kyle Howarth blasted his way up the inside there with both the Stars boys, so it's now currently a 5-1 to the Lions, and the Lions repaying that favour that the Stars did in heat number 2. And Dougie's virtually just checking that away and gone. And Kyle Howarth, he seems to be struggling a little bit over on the first and second turns. It almost looks like there's a little bit of a dip in the track, which Kyle's missing out on. And Chris Harris now's trying to go wide, but he looks down at his motorcycle as if to say, what the bloody hell's wrong with you, pal? And Harris is going wide again now over on the turns. But I don't think the line is quite as wide as what Chris Harris is expecting, and now he comes down to mid-track a little bit, and he picks up a little bit more speed, but we've got one lap left to go, and it's going to be the Lions that take a big 5-1 here, barring any form of slips, falls, or mechanical failures, which could happen. But Ryan Douglas coming for a tapes to flag win. Podcast covered soon, and it's going to be a 5-1, and we're all square, and Lewis Kerr doesn't look very happy.
That pairing for Leicester, we've questioned why the Sam Masters and Dougie maybe didn't swap. This is why. That pairing for Leicester can be deadly.
100%.
And Carl didn't make the best of gates then. It was much like Luke in the last one. He read a smart first and second turn and got underneath.
Result of heat number 3 was a win for rider in white, Ryan Douglas. Second in yellow was Kyle Howarth, and third in red, Christopher Calvin Harris. 1 point to the Stars, 5 points to Leicester, making the progressive totals 9-all after 3 heats.
At this point, Kyle's out of it, and then both the Leicester boys moved mid-track. I don't think Louis Kerr did Bomber many favours either. And Kyle was like, thank you very much, through we come, and that was all she wrote. Although Dougie did get out of shape a couple of times as well.
100%. Kyle's invitation definitely didn't get lost in the post there, though, did it?
It didn't. He happily RSVP'd and everything for that. Straight through. Bomber tried, but he had 3 or 4 looks down at that bike. Something wasn't right in his mind, at least.
No, I don't think the line's quite as far wide as I think Chris Harris was expecting.
No, you are right. And there's nothing out that wide yet. There was never going to be this early on, to be honest. And here's your man to watch now in Sam Masters. Well, my man to watch was crap in Heat 1. Let's see how yours gets on here.
Probably be crap. Dream team here for the Stars.
Jankovic and Luke Harrison. Maybe they've put
Dream
Clint.
team.
No, Luke Harrison keeps his spot. I was going to say maybe they'll put Clint in and try to pull ahead. We should also point out there's no tactical substitutes in this meeting because it's a 2-legged tie.
Gate number 4 then, off gate number 1 in yellow helmet colour, Joseph Thompson. Off gate 2 in the blue helmet colour, Lucas Harrison. Off gate number 3 in white. I hope he's had some nice brisket on the way down. That's Sam Masters. And off gate 4 in red, Strawberry Jam Jankovic. Oh. Come on, boys, hurry up. Man's got beer to drink.
Gate 4 doesn't seem to be working early on.
It doesn't. But if there's anybody in this Kings Lynn team that could make it work, it's probably going to be Jan.
At home, yeah, he flies.
At home. So the boys look like they're getting under starters orders now. Star Marshal walks away. A look at the magnets, tapes fly, away we go. And it's the 2 Leicester boys that get a good start there with Sam Masters just getting the lead now. Jankovic's going really wide and he's got around the outside of Joe Thompson, but Sam Masters has got a big lead now. Luke Harrison looking to come round the outside of Joe Thompson. Kvek looking to come round the outside of Masters. Not quite worked out for either of them just yet. Masters holding the right line. He's just got his back wheel just about in the dirt. But Luke Harrison's now putting more of a challenge onto Joe Thompson. But Sam Masters is virtually checked out away and gone. And if things stay like this as we go into the 3rd lap, it's going to be a 4-2 to the Leicester Lions, which is going to open them a little 2-point gap up as it is. But Harrison is finding a bit of speed now as they come round the turns. But I think Luke's just going a little bit too wide, and we've got 1 lap left to go there. You can't fault Luke for effort here, even though he's going to get naff all out of it. But Sam Masters away and gone. Jankovic's very, very settled there in 2nd position. And to be fair, I think Joe's just about sorted now for 3rd place. And the Lions take the lead after 4.
And Sam Masters checked back over both shoulders there to see where Joe was as well. Joe made a really good start, both the Lions did. And Joe Thompson, never necessarily the quickest rider in the race, but he can gate like a demon.
100%. So the official result of heat number 4 was a win for the rider in white, Samuel Masters. 2nd was Jankovic in red, and 3rd in yellow, Joseph Thompson. Luke Harrison there bringing up the rear. I think that interview he's done with Charlotte's probably not done him many favours. But yeah, 11 points to 13 on the night. Luke just didn't make a gate at all then, did he?
No, he didn't. And he made a bit of a mistake on bend 3 as well. He got quite close to Joe's back wheel and had to go a bit wider. He had speed about him, but and to be fair, I thought Jankovic was wiping Sam out there as well, and he did the same and just dropped back after that. But a good ride from Sam, the experience showing there, and to be fair, a good ride from Joe as well. His experience probably showed as well.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, Gate 3 seems to be doing quite well tonight.
Yeah, Gate 4's a bit of a graveyard. We've had Heat 5 at Birmingham. Brady Kurtz has now got back to winning ways. Norwich Bladorn was in 2nd, to stay on a paid maximum at the moment, and Keenan Rue 3rd. Brady gated last by the looks of it, but now Belle Vue pull a lead, and there is a delay because of a medical issue in the crowd, and it's not me, I'm not there. Winchester's fainted or something because he met Mark Lemon.
Yeah, Winchester fainting in the crowd. Because, oh, Mark Lemon saved me.
And,
Heat number 5.
Carry on.
Off gate 1 in the red helmet colour will be Christopher Harris. Gate 2 in yellow will be Tom Brennan when the first time out. The 2 off gate 3 and 4 was both crap in the first races, as Louis Kerr goes off gate 2 in blue, Max Frick gate 4 in white.
And Max Frick, after a last first time out, this probably isn't the gate he'd have wanted to be on.
Absolutely not. I mean, he did win the toss. Maybe he should have picked 2 and 4 to start with.
What did
Who
he
knows?
go for? Did he go for 1 and 3 or did he go for 15?
1 and 3.
Or did he?
So, the boys in under started orders now for race number 5. Tapes fly, away we go. It's a very good start there again from Tom Brennan, but Lewis Kerr's there as well with him. And to be fair, so is Chris Harris. Max Frick at the back now. Frick looking to come round the outside of both the Stars boys here. Max Frick's done both the Stars boys there. Beautiful ride from Max Frick to get round the outside to join his teammate on what's going to be a 5-1 to the Stars if things don't change here. Chris Harris is basically back in Ipswich at this point in the Lions, sorry, really putting out a dominant performance in this heat. And Rob Lyon's got to remember you can't use tacticals in the Knockout Cup, so it's going to be all down to his reserve switches that he can make. But yeah, we've got one lot left to go then. Tom Brennan absolutely flying. Why couldn't he have done this for Ipswich when I went there? It was a little bit rubbish. But yeah, Tom Brennan's looking to go 2 for 2, and Max Frick's going to follow him home for a big 5-1 in heat number 5.
Tom Brennan's definitely endearing himself to the Leicester fans. Chris Harris made a decent start. Tom Brennan made a better one and just completely chopped his nose off. Bombers race was done before they got to the first turn. Brave from Max Frick as well. Both the Kings Lynn boys moved out. Frick just went against the back straight fence and it worked.
100%. So results of heat number 12 was a win for the rider in yellow, Thomas Brennan. Second in white, Maximus Frick, and the third in blue, Lewis Kerr. Chris Harris bringing up the rear in heat number 5, making the progressive scope totals. Now, God, you could tell I'm on my second kind of stellar already. Kings Lynn 12, Leicester 18. This is starting to become like watching Scunny at home.
That was a brutal start from Brennan. Nailed it and just took Bomber's nose straight off.
He did, 100%.
And but Brennan doesn't like losing, but you can never ever fault the commitment of him.
Oh, absolutely not.
And let's be honest, he's not having the best of seasons this season as a whole package. I think he failed to score in the SEC over the weekend again.
Yeah, he didn't score a point, I don't think. So it's hard to sort of say this because of how dominant he has been in there. But is he maybe missing that easier races of the championship?
He ain't doing too bad in Sweden and in Poland, but he's in that reserve position where he's not always coming into the team. Certainly in Sweden, and obviously you know if you're in the championship, you're guaranteed rides, and if you're a rider like Tom Brennan, you're guaranteed probably 5 of them.
Yeah, 100%. So.
This is a new tactic, interviewing riders here, especially with riders at tapes for 8-6. And to be fair, we started late here, but we're getting a shift on.
That we are. Maybe the referee's got a bedtime. Who knows? Heat number 6 then. Off the inside gate in white, Sam Masters. Off gate number 2 in red. Bit of an hero, Niels Christian Trochman Everson. Off gate 3 in yellow, looking for a better ride out this time. Drubert Kemp. And Richard Lawson goes off gate 4 in blue.
Drew Kemp said himself, he's struggling for consistency, and that's proven again so far.
Oh, 100%. So the boys then just getting themselves under starters orders for this race. Start Marshall does the YMCA and walks away. And takes fly, away we go. It's a solid enough start there from Sam Masters, but Niels Christian Everson looking to come round the outside of him there. I thought there was going to be carnage there, but Richard Lawson's got himself into second now. Sam Masters with a ruthless ride there. First of Lawson up the inside there of Sam Masters, great ride there, and now Niels Christian Everson looking to get underneath Drew Kemp here. It's going to be a Stars 4-2 as it stands, but Niels Christian Everson's now got Sam Masters in his sights as we get into the next lap. Richard Lawson's is virtually checked out now. Drew Kemp's packed up again at the back. And the big race is now on for that second place position. Can Niels Christian Everson gain any ground on Sam Masters? We've got one lap left to go. And I think it's pretty much too strung out now. The Stars are going to claim back 2 points of the 6 that they're currently down. As Richard Lawson produced a ruthless ride there to take the checkered flag.
I don't know if Everson's... Niels Christian Everson's not one to start trouble. Sam, I think, got a bit of grip and went right across his line. That was no intention or anything like that. But I'd have probably been a bit annoyed about that if it were me.
Official result then of heat number 6. The win for rider in blue, Richard Lawson. Second in white was Sam Masters. And the third in red, Niels Christian Everson Drew. They're retiring whilst at the rear of the field.
Sam gets a bit of grip just about here, and it sends him straight across Everson's line, and he has to put the brakes on.
What brakes?
Well, he has to stick his toe into the shale. I know, for the best. Whew. Lawson was taking no prisoners there.
Absolutely not. It was a very good move, to be fair.
But again, it's a cup final. It's like it's a final for some silverware. You leave everything out there.
And to be honest, it's one of them as well, innit? You know, as much as I've got a lot of respect for Kings Lynn and, you know, as a club, and dares to say this because I know it's quite hated by a lot of people, their promoter, it's been a while since Kings Lynn's won anything.
Yeah,
you know, so it's...
And
Kings Lynn are almost like the Scuddy of the Premiership.
I could see that comparison, yeah. To be fair, it's 50 years exactly since Leicester were knockout cup champions as well, so that's an interesting stat.
I mean, they shouldn't have waited all this time.
I know, it's shocking, isn't it? We have now got a track grade. Do you want to quickly bounce through the individual scores?
Individual scorers, and as we stand, Niels Christian Everson 2-1, Richard Lawson 5, Chris Harris 1, Lewis Kerr 1, Jankovic 2, Nikolai Clint 3, Luke Harrison 2-1, Max Frick 2-1, Tom Brennan 6, Ryan Douglas 3, Kyle Loworth 2-1, Sam Masters 5, Drew Kemp failed to score, Joe Thompson 2.
And Leicester will be hoping to get Drew up to speed because, with all due respect to Joe, he's the rising star. Drew is supposed to be the higher experience reserve, and if he's getting sod all, there's a bit more pressure suddenly on Joe.
100%. And to be fair, right, Joe's almost riding like he rode at Sheffield on Thursday, where, you know, he's so far he's scored in all his rides. He's only got 2. He's only had 2 rides, but he's scored in both of them. And you never know. Well, I mean, we probably do know because Kings Lynn aren't the greatest team in the world. But you never know. Them few points that Joe scores could be the difference between winning a tie and losing a tie.
100%, yeah. And we'll see how it goes. Sam's now being interviewed. There's still a delay at Birmingham. Speedway updates. Elliot's texting to say it could be a while yet because they're still dealing with the medical emergency in the crowd.
That's not what we like to hear.
And to be honest, Birmingham don't get a lot of fans, so that's a bit of a hit that one of them's been taken unwell.
100%. It's not the best, is it?
And I think after tonight, Birmingham have only got 3 home meetings left before Perry Bar shuts and will probably be demolished by this time next year.
That reminds me, I need to email Nicola to see if I've got an holiday day left so I can come up for it.
For the
I would,
25th of August.
yeah, I shall do that. In fact, I'm going to put a reminder on my phone now while Bartek Blair's talking to Trotry.
Just so you don't forget.
Right, I'm not bothered about putting dog collars in freezers.
Dog collars in freezers.
Oh, honestly, right? My auntie's dogs. You know what Dill said earlier about us just having a chin wag? This is basically it. So, my auntie is probably, well, she's quite a weird specimen of person. She cooks her dogs human food, and the dogs eat human food all the time now. The dogs eat better than what she does, but that don't bother me because it's not my food. And she's got the dog's collars that go in the freezer, so when it gets too hot, you just whip them out the freezer and they cool the dogs down. Like, just go in a paddling pool and put a bit of ice in it. Right, new reminder. Ask Nick for holiday days left. Right, do that for...
I've just had a text from Luke asking if Birmingham usually have 2 ambulances, which they usually do. Otherwise this could be a while, so it sounds like the supporter that's fell ill needs to go to hospital. But Birmingham do usually have 2 ambulances.
Yeah, it's always a good thing having 2 ambulances. Also, I suppose it all depends as well how many paramedics you've got.
Yeah,
I know it sounds silly.
Yeah,
but
there's one lead paramedic in there, and if he has to go to the hospital, then hopefully that won't be the case. Hopefully it'll just be a case that the hospital's only about 10 minutes up the road at best. Hopefully they'll be able to get whoever needs to go there without the paramedic having to go as well.
Yeah, 100%, and hopefully they're not sat in the waiting room for too long, because we know what the NHS is like nowadays.
Well, my granddad went the other day, and he was for something quite silly actually in hindsight, and in reality, but he was sat there, and I think he got back about 7.5 hours after he left.
Ouch!
Yeah.
That's a long time.
I gave him a call around midnight to see what was going on, and at that point he'd been gone for 6 hours or so, and he was still in the waiting room.
I mean, I went into the hospital for doing something silly.
Yeah, falling down a manhole cover.
That gave me 7 months off work.
Have you adjusted to going back though? That's the main question.
It's not easy, Mush. It's not easy not being able to wake up at 9:30 and put bagging on the telly.
And going to bed at sometime in the early hours.
About 3 in the morning, yeah.
Might be later this weekend. SummerSlam this weekend.
Oh yeah, SummerSlam on Saturday night, innit?
Saturday and Sunday. It's 2 days, isn't it?
I won't be watching it live on Sunday, mate. I'll be too tired. I'll be too tired from coming back from Leicester. Heat number 7, and this race looks feisty. Off gate 1 in red, Yankovic. Off gate 2, white, Ryan Douglas. Off gate 3, blue, Nikolai Clint. Gate 4, yellow, Kyle Howarth.
Interesting.
Two of these riders.
Carry on.
Go on.
The only rider not to have got a win or paid win in this one is the only Grand Prix rider in it.
You know, I was just going to say, we've got 2 second places and 2 first places, so something's got to give here.
Kyle got a paid win though, didn't he? So Dougie and Clinty both won outright. Kyle got a paid win, and Yankovic got a second behind. Who did he come behind?
Sam Masters.
Sam Masters, yeah, that's the fella. I knew I'd think of the name.
This is what happens when you support the lesser riders in the GPs. It's almost like watching Scuddy. You get let down quite a lot. To a point, you get used to it.
But then when they do well, it's the highest of the highs, because you can have your bragging moment.
Exactly. It's little minor victories. Heat number 7 then. Yankovic looks very serious. It looks like he means business as the Startmaster walks away then. Tapes fly away. We go to fairly even start there, but it's Yankovic that gets to the first turn first, and Nikolai Klintz blasting round the outside there of Ryan Douglas. It's currently the Stars on a 5-1. What can the Lions do here? But the Stars are just gaining a bit of a lead now over the two Leicester boys, although Doug is starting to close the gap on Yankovic. Nikolai Clinton has the lead now. Clint really needs to slow himself down a little bit and T-ride Yankovic home. That's not a word or a phrase I thought I'd ever say in my life, but here we are. But Nikolai Clint's checked out away and gone. This is a very much a Nikolai Clint kind of trapped here tonight. Yankovic's been left to fend for himself, but he's good enough to fend for himself, to be fair. And Dougie's there in the third place position. He's trying to challenge Yankovic, but Jan's just got too much of a gap there as low. Yankovic losing a bit of ground there. Dougie gets a little bit closer, but not quite enough. As you come round the final two turns, then for the final time in this race, Nikolai Klint's just about won it. Yankovic wheelies to get second place, and Dougie third, and that start line there looks like a club toilet on a Friday night.
Good ride from Nikolai Clint, and I get the feeling we may see him take 7 rides tonight, because that 3 and 4 partnership for Kings Lynn just isn't working, is it?
I mean, it's worked one race, it didn't work the next.
The Kings Lynn one, it's been 5-1 in both.
Sorry, I was on about the Leicester one, sorry. I've had too many beers. Result of heat number 7. Win for the Red Blue, Nikolai Clint. Second in red, Yankovic. And the third in white, Ryan Douglas. Kyle Howarth there, bringing up the rear. In heat number 7, makes the progressive scores now 5 to Kings Lynn, 1 to Leicester. And we're all square. We're at 21 points apiece.
Both the Kings Lynn boys gated there. Dougie was there or thereabouts, but Kvek forced him out wide and Clint was coming in. That was all she wrote. Dougie had pace about him, but these two know this place like the back of their hand at this point, don't they?
Yeah, and we tend to be very good around here.
Jimmy asks, will you be at Ashfield Saturday to see the Tigers win?
Unfortunately, Mush, I won't be at Ashfield on Saturday to see the Tigers win 70-20 because my birthday's on Sunday, so I'm going to a much more pleasant experience of watching the Leicester Fox Cubs. Apologies, because, you know, if you wanted to buy me a birthday beer, I'm sure Amazon will deliver to the house, but I apologise for my lack of attendance in Scotland. I try and really not to go north of Redcar if I can help it.
And to be honest, Scunny a crap, so he's going to be an absolute slaughter.
I mean, I was going to Berwick the weekend after, but I've decided not to now, and I'm going to go watch Redcar versus Berwick the night before instead. Heat number 8. Gate 1, blue, Luke Harrison. Gate 2, yellow, Joe Thompson. Gate 3, red, Richard Lawson. Gate 4, white, unbeaten so far, Tom Brennan.
I'd probably expect this to be Luke Harrison's last ride as well, without Nikolai Clint getting on, and it's the grudge match. It's the decider between the two rising stars. One advantage over the other apiece, with Luke getting the better in 2 and Joe getting the better in 4.
I think you're right, Mush. But so to see how we get on then. Favourite for this one's got to be Tom Brennan, but he's off the unfavoured graveyard gate here. So, boys, now under starters orders then for heat number 8. Luke looks very serious. I've never seen him that serious in my life. As the startmaster walks away. Tapes fly, away we go. Luke's made an absolute stinker of a start there. Tom Brennan's out in front again. Richard Lawson's there in the second place position. And Joe Thompson's very, very settled in third already. He's become round turns 3 and 4 for the first time this race. Richard Lawson in second place position. He's trying to put a bit of pressure on Tom Brennan. But as soon as Tom comes round the bends, he just extends his lead that little bit more. And that's virtually, almost the race virtually won, although Luke's starting to build a bit of speed up now to see if he can try and put some pressure on Joe Thompson here. but I don't think it's going to happen. I'm just being realistic. Luke, I hope you do get a third place point, so I can, like, I don't know,
Too wide.
tell the boys at work that he wasn't too crap. But nah, it's going to be a 4-2 to the Lions, and the Lions are going to reopen that gap that the Stars just done ever so well to close.
You're absolutely spot on when you said earlier this is like Sheffield. Joe's chipping away, scoring in every ride. Not the massive points, but he's scoring. He's outscoring his opposite number, and he's, you know, that'll probably go unnoticed. But those 3 points he's got so far, 2 of them are the difference.
100%. So the result of heat number 8 was a win for Edwin White. Tom Brennan, I've said that 3 times tonight. Second in red, Richard Lawson, and the third in yellow, Joe Thompson. 2 points to Kings Lynn, 4 to Leicester, making the progressive totals now 23 points to Kings Lynn, 25 to Leicester. What a gate in first turn that was from Tom Brennan there.
He's gating really well, and Lawson was there or thereabouts, but like you were saying, he's hooking up coming off the bends, and Brennan's pulling clear every time he exits 2 and 4.
100%. Yeah, that was a very solid ride there from Tom Brennan, and I'll be honest with you here, I fear for Kings Lynn in 8-9.
Who's in it?
It's the Harris and Kerr combination that scored 2 points between them.
I can see Nicola Clint coming in for one of the 2.
Versus Masters, and if programmed to be Kemp, I could see it maybe being Joe Thompson.
I reckon Clint comes in. This is an opportunity for Kings Lynn to at least, you know, get a 3-all at best, but that combo's been 5-1 twice. I think it's going to have to be Nicola Clint.
Clint should realistically come here in blue and off the favoured inside gate, although the gate 1 didn't work last time out.
In blue.
That's Nikolai Clint in blue. Rob Reinler in my mind. What a boy.
And then Drew keeps his spot off gate 4.
So the official lineup then for heat number 9 off gate number 1. In the blue helmet colour, Nikolai Clint. Off gate 2 in white, Sam Masters. Gate 3 in red, Christopher Harris. And off gate number 4, the very unfortunate Drewbert Kemp.
It don't get much easier for Drew, does it?
No, it certainly doesn't, Mush. You're not wrong. But yeah, massive race this for Kings Lynn.
Massive race in the context of the tie, I think, as well. You know, if Leicester get even a shared heat, I think they've negated one of Clint's extra rides, and to be fair, Nicola Clint's off the favoured gate.
100%.
Gate 2 is actually the least favourite statistically now, on points and wins.
Sam Masters will change something about that, I'd imagine, in this one. Start Marshall walks away for heat number 9. The tapes fly, away we go. Nikolai Clint's got there first. What a ride there from Nikolai Clint to get to that first turn first. Chris Harris looking to come up the inside there, and he's got up the inside there of Drew Kemp. Now, Start Masters blasts himself round the outside there of Nikolai Clint. Chris Harris, I don't know where the bloody hell he was going, but it's going to be a 3-all at the minute as it stands. What can Nikolai Clint do now? Because Sam Masters is just pulling away here, and this is going to ruin Nikolai Clint's maximum. He's not going to be very happy about it. Well, I don't know. He might be happy about it. I don't know. I wouldn't imagine he'll be happy.
He's brought down He's got smoke.
It's got smoke coming out of his exhaust pipe there. The bike doesn't really sound too healthy, but he's just got to be very careful to not get passed by Drew Kemp. Although, to be fair, it isn't going to happen now, is it? Let's be honest. Masters is there. He's pulled away. This is a much improved ride here from Chris Harris there in second, and it's Nikolai slowed down there to just take third.
Drew Kemp should be going and packing his van up now, because Nikolai Clint was at 50-60% there with a poorly bike. Drew was still miles away.
100%.
That should be the end of Drew Kemp's night.
It should be. The official result of heat number 9 is a win For the rider in white, Sam Masters. Second in red, Chris Harris. And the third reserve substitute, Nikolai Clint. Drew Kemp there bringing up the rear in heat number 9, making that a shared race, 3 points apiece. 26 to the Stars, 28 to the Lions.
That was a brilliant first couple of turns from Sam, and Clint had a look over his right shoulder just as Sam was coming past. I think if he'd have had a glance just a second or two sooner, he'd have blocked that, but he looks and Sam's already alongside him when he does.
He's already there, isn't he?
And nothing he could do about it. He tries to force him out without being unfair, and Sam just keeps it screwed on. Dom Freeman with a couple of lion emojis, and Jimmy says a beer would have been on the cards.
I do want to get to Glasgow at some point. It may be in the plans for next season. But I know, I mean, I'm almost definitely going to have a driving test in the winter. So, you know, maybe I'll come pick you up, Dylan. We can go and raid Alan's house and then, I don't know, go watch
Techie's Iron Brew.
Berwick. Go watch Berwick with a Glasgow or something.
There's been a couple of races at Birmingham. The medical situation resolved. Heat 6 was won by Dan Bewley with Paco Castagna in second and Tobias Michalek third for a 3-all 17-19. And Heat 7 was won by Jamin Lidsey with Ben Barker second and Matty Zagar third for another 3-all and 20 points to 22 after 7. Has Nikolai Clint... No, he ain't got 2 on the bounce, has he? Unless he... No, he won't come for Lawson.
No, his next one's Trotchi and Lawson versus the past 2 Scunny number 1s.
Ryan Douglas and Carl Eworth.
Them.
Everyone that rides for Scunny is crap at number 1 for Scunny, but they come back to haunt you, don't they? Carl Eworth's done it. That Dougie's obviously an exception to that rule, but Carl Eworth did it this year. Mark Palm-Toft did it the other day.
You're telling me? Watch on Friday, Vinnie Ford's going to come back and haunt us for riding 1 match for us in the National League at Leicester.
Long gone are the days of Michael Palm-Toft bouncing his helmet off the pit wall and all of that stuff from last year when he was took out of 13.
Until we inevitably sign him again next season. I mean, what?
Paul says that win for Masters was crucial. It was.
It was. Boys, then up to tapes and for heat number 10. We're cracking through this meeting now, to be honest. As Stat Marshal then does the YMCA, walks away. The riders look at the magnets. The tapes fly up, away we go. It's a very good start there for Richard Lawson in the blue helmet colour. Dougie's there with him as well. Dougie trying to go around the outside there. Kyle Howard forcefully getting himself up the inside there. Niels Christian Everson, and it's quickly a 3-all heat advantage as it stands. Everson looks to come up the inside here of Kyle Howard. Not quite worked out for him just yet. No, but Richard Lawson's now really extending his lead. Niels Christian Everson's trying absolutely everything to get underneath Kyle Howarth, and it's just nothing's just really working for him at the minute. He's getting closer, and then Kyle's just putting the throttle on and he's extending a bit more of a lead. So it's going to be a 3-all advantage as it stands at the moment, barring any form of slips, trips, falls, or mechanical failures, because you never know what could happen in speedways. At least that's what we're meant to tell you. As Richard Lawson's checked out away and gone, he can go get himself a hot dog. He'd still come back, win the race and win it. The 2 Lions boys there in second and third. Dougie just locks up there over on the first and second turns, but he's got too much power in that bike to drop any form of positions. Nikolai Clint's having one last go at the inside there, but it's not quite worked out. Nikolai Clint's not very... Niels Christian Everson, sorry, isn't very happy with himself. Richard Lawson's a little bit happier.
Niels Christian Everson is copping some rough first turns tonight, isn't he?
He's all... Well, I know he's just come back, and he from a... Is it a rib injury he's just come back from?
Could be, yeah.
The official result of heat number 10 was a win for the rider in blue, Richard Lawson. Second in white, Ryan Douglas, and the third in yellow, Kyle Howarth. Niels Christian Everson there bringing up the rear. That's 3 points to Kings Lynn, 3 points to Leicester, 29 points to the Stars, and 31 to the Lions.
Kyle was snoozing on that start, but Niels Christian Everson just gets the heave-ho and straight out of the way.
100%.
Kyle's added that this year, and Kyle's added a real ruthlessness to his riding this year.
I think that change of club, especially in the Premiership, has done him a world of good.
Yeah.
and obviously riding for Glasgow, it's a little bit different in it to riding for 50 quid a pint at Scunny.
Yeah.
So I think I'm pleased for Kyle that he's having a solid season because he is a decent enough bloke and
Yeah,
he's
he's
a
a nice
rider I
fella.
do like.
He's a very nice fella.
So it's nice to see him doing well. It's just a shame it's always against or a season or two after he rode for us.
Maple
Well,
says
Scunny.
keep the shared heats coming. Leicester Heat 15 could decide this meetings, but Lions current favourites as things stand. I think they'd be happy to go away anything sort of 8 or 10 points if it were to be a drastic turnaround. I think if Leicester do lose 4-6 points, I think they absolutely turn around at home anyway.
100%. Heat 11 ends at the tapes. Max Frick goes in white off the inside gate, gate number 1. Off gate 2 with blue Yankovic. Off gate 3 in yellow, the unbeaten so far, Tom Brennan. And off gate 4 in yellow, Nikolai Clint. Now, we would have thought the two GP riders in this race will be on 6 paid 8 between the two of them.
And the other two riders off the outside gates will have dropped 1 point between them, and that was Nicola Clint's maximum going in the last race.
Exactly that. Who would have thought it, eh?
Max Frick looked
that...
impressive last time out though.
He did. And Tom Brennan's been impressive all night so far, so it's all to race for in Heat 11. There's 2 points in it on the night. Start marshal now getting these boys into starters orders then for the 11th race. He does the YMCA and walks away. That's my new saying now as the tapes fly up and away we go. Electric start there from Nikolai Clint.
Reds have got to come on. Reds are on. Nikolai Clint will get warm for that.
Yeah, he had a little bit of a nibble then, didn't he?
A little bit of a nibble. The tapes hadn't gone up and he was nearly in the first turn.
I was just trying to give him the benefit of the doubt.
That was a big one, and both Leicester boys, before the Reds had even came on, both the Leicester boys had stopped. Yeah, he has a big...
Yeah, he had a big roller then.
It's a big one, yeah, and rightfully stopped, and he will be warned for that.
Stuart Dixon wearing jeans for a change. He normally just wears trackies to meetings.
We've had Heat 8 at Birmingham. Norwich Bladorn stays unbeaten. Paco Castagna second. Jake Morford third. Sam Hagan retired. And now Belle Vue open up a 4-point lead after 8. Split asks, where do I watch the match live? It's on BSN. The individual match pass is $13.99, or you can, if you have the Premiership pass, it's included in that.
Yeah, what Mr. Dill said.
But
naturally,
if you don't have the Premiership season pass, then it's $13.99 for a one-off match pass.
Yeah, what Mr. Dill said. Unfortunately, we can't show the racing. Unfortunately, we can't show the racing because we'd get a hefty copyright fine, and I'll be honest, we can't really afford it.
Capes is showing Nicola Clint his little warning badge. Nicola Clint ignoring it. If you can't see it, it's not there. Although it does just have a look up. I love that riders aren't going around the entire track. The inside tapes are being left up so the riders can just duck under them.
Smart way of doing it. Kings Lynn's a big track.
It is.
Same for riders, same for gate positions. Frick, Kvek, Brennan and Clint.
Oh god, Hagan packed up in Heat 8 from third. He's fucking useless.
Something tells our viewers you're not a massive fan of Sam Hagan, Mr. Dill.
Crap. He's proper crap.
So, start marching, try to get the boys into order.
That's it, 0, and Clint's not ready. That should have... No, he weren't ready.
I think Perkins going to let him get away with this as the tapes rise. Then away we go. It's a beautiful start there from Yankovic, who gets to the first turn first. And the two Lions boys are in second and third place positions. Can Nikolai Clint do anything about Max Frick? Frick goes wide now. Quebec got the lead at the moment, but and Clint's just pulling wheelies at the back now. Nikolai Clint's basically become a Danish Troy Bachelor with less hair on his head. Quebec's got a decent lead now over Max Frick, although Frick's trying absolutely everything to get around him underneath. It looks like if things stay according to this, Tom Brennan's maximum's going to go into smoke as Jankovic still leads. It's still going to be a 3-3. This could be very, very crucial. Although Quebec goes wide, what can Max Frick do now? We've got one lap left to go. Quebec just holds the lead as we go down the back straight now. Max Frick going to blast himself around the outside there of Jankovic. And now, to be honest, Tom Brennan looks like he's very capable of doing the same. But Max Frick takes a win on the last lap.
Max Frick meant that. Did you see the start? What Quebec did to Frick over the over gate one?
I did.
With that, Max Frick meant that he was either coming past or he was putting Jankovic through the back straight fence. There was no in between, and he didn't give a toss which one it was.
No, he did not. Result of heat number 11 was a win rider in white, Max Frick. Second in red, Jankovic. Third in yellow, spoiling his maximum, Tom Brennan. That's 2 to the Stars, 4 to the Lions, making the progressive totals now 31 to 35.
That reminded me of an STS start. That was turning left if ever I've seen turning left. And to be fair, right, Tom Brennan's situational awareness here was brilliant. He was second there, he looks over, sees Max Frick and slows down to let him go. Coming now, slows down to give him all the room he needs to go.
It was a smart ride, to be fair.
And see if they show the replay of that move. Max Frick absolutely meant that.
He did.
And there was no acknowledgement between the two either. Max just kept looking back at the end of the race, so he knew what he was doing there.
100%.
I don't blame him.
Yeah, no, it's whenever he's racing, innit?
Quebec was hard on the start, Frick was hard in the race. The two equalled themselves out. The Grand Prix boys, they can give it, they can take it.
Yeah, 100%.
That was beautiful, that was. And Quebec was either going for the fence or Frick was coming past. And I thought Tom had done him here as well.
So did I, but I think Quebec just blocked his line perfectly on the last bend.
Yeah, Max does not look impressed though.
No, he's just won and he's not impressed. Poor guy. Maybe he should watch some Coke. If he watches some Cocomelon or something, that might cheer him up.
We've had another race from Birmingham. Heat 9 was won by Dan Bewley with Keenan Roux second and Jonas Jepsen third. Tate Zishki at the back. Another 3-all. It's 25 points to 29 after 9. Tom Brennan with the fastest time of the night. No, he's not.
Sorry,
yeah, he is, but it was Heat 5, not Heat 1. But Tom Brennan, 2 of his 3 race wins came in the 59 second bracket, and there's only been 3 in that.
Good LPS, and I jotted all down, but the last 2 you could have left it on for 2 seconds longer. Oh, BSN. Thought we were friends, but Martin Hunter obviously said not. It's a decent Kings Lynn. Kings Lynn do get decent crowds, to be fair.
And yet Buster still wants to sell up. That's fact, by the way. That is factual.
Oh, 100%. There's a few promoters that want to sell up now, though, isn't there?
I don't think some people are ready for the changes that need to come. I think they'd rather sell up and get out, because some of them just don't know any other way, do they? But I do think it'll be interesting to see the changes that come. Shall we have a quick breather?
Yeah, let's have a quick breather. Hello, everybody. We're back. Dill, you've got some races from Birmingham.
Yeah, that American place. Heat 10 was won by
Yeah.
Tobias Muchalek, German Lidzi second, Zach Cook third for a 3-all, 28 points to 32 progressively. Heat 11 was won completing his 4-ride maximum, Norrit Bladorn second, Brady Kurtz, and third Matty Zagar, Ben Barker retired. 1 to Birmingham, 5 to Belle Vue, and it's now 29 points to 37. Oh dear. Oh
Ouch.
dear, oh dear, oh dear.
Yes, not ideal, that is it?
No. And Max Frick's about to be interviewed. I'd be interested to. I might watch this back tomorrow, to be honest.
Well, it's something to do with it.
Because he's got a little grin on his face, and I get the feeling he might have been asked about that first 20 metres or so. And if everything goes to plan, we'll be back Wednesday. If not, we won't.
Basically, yeah.
Depends how I feel on that day.
Yeah, basically. Keep an eye out on the Tapes to Flag Speedway podcast Facebook page, which is a Facebook page advertising a podcast that was meant to have happened a couple of months ago, but it hasn't happened, and we don't know when it's going to happen, but it is going to happen.
Off season.
Don't know when.
Off season.
But yeah, keep an eye out on that page, and on the day, well, probably about 20 minutes before we go live, I'll put the links out.
Is Drew meant to be in this one, or is it meant to be Joe?
It's meant to be Drew.
Meant to be Drew.
But it's going to be meant to be Drew, but it's going to be Joseph.
Yeah, Joe's in.
He's earned it, to be fair.
Yeah, Drew's been crap. Been awful.
And Nikolai Clint coming in blue for Luke as well. So official lineup then for heat number 11 off gate 1. In the yellow helmet colour reserve change for the Lions, Joe Thompson. Off gate 2 in red, Chris Harris. Gate 3 in white, Ryan Douglas. And gate 4 in blue, Nikolai Clint. Heat number 12.
And Nikolai Clint is still on a warning, so any more of that movement stuff and he'll be chucked out. But I still stand by the fact he wasn't ready when the clock hit 0 in that last one, the rerun.
100%. Some refs allow you to get away with it, some refs don't.
But what's the point of having the rule and the clock if it's not adhered to by the refs?
To be fair, I'd be surprised if half the refs know the rules. Did I just say that out loud?
You got a point.
So, heat number 12 then. Riders under starters orders when Nikolai Clint gets here. Go on, pal. Some of us have got tea to have. As the start master walks away for heat number 12. Tapes riders are quite a few nibbles there at the start. I'd be very surprised if the Reds didn't come on, but Nikolai Clint's got there. Now, what can Chris Harris do? He dive bombs up the inside there with Joe Thompson, currently a 4-2 hit advantage to the Kings Lynn Stars. And Douglas goes a bit wide there. Now, what can Chris Harris do? Chris Harris is trying to close in on Ryan Douglas. Nikolai Clint has the lead, but for how much longer? Because it's very, very close between these first three. And Joe Thompson just kind of exists at the back. Fair play to Joe, though. He's played a big part in this meeting. And Harris is getting ever so closer now to Douglas. Harris now trying to blast around the outside here. It's not quite worked. Harris needs to cut back up the inside here of Douglas. This is going to be one hell of a race going on. Douglas just about holds the line. Can Harris do anything? We've got one lap left to go. Then Nikolai Klitz checks out. He's away and gone. The big race is for second. Douglas holding the line there. Harris looking to come up the inside now. Can he do it? Harris just hasn't quite got the speed just yet. Douglas goes wide on turns 2. It's going to be close, and it's going to be Douglas that gets there in the second place. Good race, that.
I think Clint just made a good start then, to be honest. There was movement. It looked like it was from Duggar. But I think Clint,
there was definitely a few nibbles.
Yeah, I think Clint was the only the one to make a good start. Good ride from him. And Joe was there early on as well. Just held Chris Harris up enough for Dougie to get away, and judging by how close the end of that race was, he did his job.
100%. Official result of heat number 12 was a win for the rider in blue, Nikolai Clint. Second in white was Ryan Douglas, and the third in blue, in red, Chris Harris. 4 points to Kings Lynn, 2 points to Leicester, making the progressive totals now 35 points to the Stars, 37 to the Lions. And this means a massive, massive, massive Heat 13 in the context of the meeting. But you probably favour the Leicester Lions.
I reckon Nikolai Clint comes in for Niels Christian Everson in red.
I could see that happening. And he'd be off gate one.
Yeah, I can see Nikolai Clint coming in. Niels Christian Everson's been a bit crap, innit?
He's not hit the best of forms tonight, has he?
No. Heat 12 at Birmingham. Tobias Mushlet takes tactical ride in place of Sam Hagen. So it'll be Jonas Jepsen and Tobias Mushlet versus Jamin Lidzi and Zach and Tate Zishke. They're both Australian, just slightly different names.
Both Australian, basically the same, innit?
Maple, great race, well done Joe T, wouldn't be winning without him. Got a point.
Yeah, 100%.
Very good defensive ride there, and Nikolai Clint, he's putting the red helmet on, he's coming in place of Niels Christian Everson.
Yeah, we expected that to happen, didn't we?
Yeah, and Rob Lyon explaining to Niels what he's done. He did have to do this. It's as simple as that.
100%. If Kingsland want to keep this tie alive, they had to do something, and yeah, unfortunately, Niels just hasn't had the best of nights.
Tom being interviewed by Bartek Blair, 10 points, 10 plus. Oh no, just 10, innit?
Just 10.
Yeah, he's had a good night. He's more than he's scored that he'd have been expected to get.
100%. He's done all right, as Tom.
And crucially, more than rider replacement would have got as well.
Yeah, definitely. And do you think maybe this is sort of Tom Brennan taking these guest bookings with a view to next season, almost a carbon copy of what he did with Ipswich last year?
Just to see what's going to happen. Maybe, he might be right. Although he does like to stay put, I think if Ipswich want him back, I think he'd stay. It just depends on how the league looks, I suppose.
I mean, you never know. I mean, if what I told you in our little break happens, it could end up riding for both.
Mm.
You never know.
It is an interesting one, but he needed this because he hasn't been great in any form of British speedway this year. To be honest, he's not hit the heights of last year.
Absolutely not.
Oh, Max Frick versus Jankovic again.
Get your popcorn ready, Squire. Gate 1, red, reserve switch, Nikolai Clint. Gate 2, white, Max Frick. Gate 3, blue, Strawberry Jam. Gate 4, Sam Masters. Nothing special about him.
I like that helmet. It looks like devil horns.
It does a bit, doesn't it? It's a cool, funky design. So the start marshal then gets these boys into order. 4 number 13, tapes fly away. We go. Nikolai Clint's made a brilliant start, but Max Frick's got to that first turn first. Jankovic now looking to come round the outside here, and not quite done so, but Nikolai Clint dives up underneath the inside there of Max Frick. What can Clint do? Clint forces Frick wide there, and it's not quite worked out for either of them. Now Kvek looking to have a go on the inside here of Max Frick. Can Kvek do it? Not quite. He's ever so close between the two GP riders here, and Nikolai Clint is in third. Sam Masters at the back, and it's going to be to be fair, I think it's a bit spaced out now. To be honest, it's a little bit boring now. You can't polish a turd, can you? As much as we try to, but it's still going to be a 2-point lead. To be fair, after this for the Leicester Lions, and I do kind of fear for Kings Lynn in Heat 14. To be honest, yeah, the Stars definitely needed a heat advantage here, but it isn't going to work out. And a good win there for Max Frick, who fended off both the Stars brilliantly. Sam Masters may as well have just gone to Ipswich or something and checked in with Chris Louis.
Brave ride there from Frick, and there is an acknowledgement there between Frick and Kvek this time. Brave ride there though. He dealt with initially Jan Kvek, and then he had to deal with Clint, who did leave him room, and then Kvek came through and had a good go, and then Frick just pulled away.
100%. So, the official result of heat number 13 was a win for the Red in white, Max Frick. Second in blue, Jankovic, and the third in red, reserve switch for Nikolai Clint. That's 3 points to Kings Lynn, 3 points to Leicester. Making the progressive scores now 38 to the Stars, 40 to the Lions.
Oh, that was close, you know.
It was, wasn't it?
And
It was very, very close.
Clint was doing everything he could to put Frick wider and wider to allow a gap for Kvek, but Frick just kept it screwed on. He was either going down in a blaze of glory, or he was going to make it work, and he made it work.
That he did, 100%.
And yeah, disappointing there though with Sam Masters. Oh my God, even more disappointing at Birmingham. Oh, Jesus Christ. E12 was won by Jamin Lindsay. Second, Tate Tishke. Third, the right tactical substitute, Tobias Mishlek. 1 point to Birmingham, 5 to Belle Vue. 30 points to 42 after 12. Jesus Christ.
Ouch.
Dear. Honestly, right, I can't wait for this season to be over. I know Birmingham are gone, but let's be honest, they're an embarrassment.
There's a few fans of a few certain clubs as well feeling that way, to be honest. I don't want to mention one of them, but one of them's on this stream and isn't you, Mush?
Yeah, it's true, yeah. Max Frick's toolbox is unique.
It's a little bit low down, isn't it?
It looks like you've got to go digging and bury it, or dig it up or something.
It almost looks like a coffin, but silver. With his little packed lunchbox on top.
I thought Sam's headphones on his toolbox was Mr. Potato Head from Toy Story.
There is a rider of the night on BSN. Don't know who the options are at the moment.
We were going to be starting our own one of them this year. Ingram, what a legend. We were going to be starting our own coming up rider of where we nominate two and then let people in the comments decide who theirs is. We'll do that after this race. One each from each team.
I think that seems fair, Mush.
And then anyone that's watching, all 13 people, can say down below who's rider of the night in their mind.
100%. Joe Thompson coming out here for heat number 14. He's certainly deserved his 5th ride of the night.
He has, yeah. That was the first race, his last one, that he hasn't scored in. He's only got 3 points, but they're 3 crucial points at the minute, considering Leicester are up by 2. Nikolai Clint comes out for, I think, his 5th ride?
7th.
This is 7th?
7th.
Jesus.
Off gate 1, then the white helmet colour, Kyle Howarth. Gate 2, blue, Nikolai Clint. Gate 3, yellow, Joe Thompson. Gate 4, in red, Lewis Kerr.
Was it like heat 7 Louis Kerr was last out? It's been a while.
Heat 5.
Wow. 9 races since he was last out. Imagine how much the track will have changed in that time.
A lot. I do fear for Kings Lynn here.
Kyle's
I'm not a supporter.
Kyle's not looked fantastic though. He looked okay in his fair, and he's had a bit of ruthlessness about him, but from an overall, gating and all that, he's not looked brilliant.
No. Yeah, he hasn't been great, but Kyle Howarth can be like Paco Castagna and just turn it on in heat 14 sometimes.
Yeah, you are.
Lewis Kerr's been awful tonight, to be fair. The only way I can describe it. Clint's done basically what we expected him to do. Maybe underperformed a bit in a couple of heats. Tapes rise for heat number 14. Away we go. Lewis Kerr's made the start there along with Nikolai Clint. It's currently the Stars on a 5-1 heat advantage. What can Kyle Howarth do? Kyle Howarth try to barge yourself up the inside there. Lewis Kerr says, "Oh no, you're not, pal." And it's the Stars on a 5-1, and this is going to swing the meeting back in the Stars' favour. But now Howarth gets around the outside there of Lewis Kerr. So it's going to be equal if this stays as it is, with Clint out there in front being chased all the way now by Kyle Howarth. Lewis Kerr in the third place. He's trying to chase down and Kyle Howarth, but Kerr keeps looking down at his bike, and if he's not careful, Joe Thompson's going to come round. Kyle Howarth makes a mistake there on the second bend. Lewis Kerr says, "Thanks very much, pal. I'll take that second place off you, no problem." And now we've got one lap left to go. It's going to be a big battle there. Lewis Kerr just about has the lead over Kyle Howarth as they're about to come down the back straight, the neck and neck. What can Kyle Howarth do? Can Kyle Howarth get around the outside? Kerr sticking to the inside. This is going to be a massive finish to this one. Kyle's just about done it though, and it's all level going into week 15.
Wow. And Clint's bike's gone again at the end of the race.
It has, hasn't it?
And
Clint's not bothered. He's saying ta-ra to everybody.
Either way, at this point, Leicester will be the happier of the two. Worst case scenario, they're going to be going home with a 4-point deficit. At worst. And I think they'll absolutely take that. Brave ride from Kyle there to keep it screwed on. Louis Kerr could have ran him up a bit harder as well, but he was fair. Kyle kept it. Louis was fuming over the line though, but a brave ride from Kyle.
Well, we should have just kept the throttle on that a little bit longer, shouldn't he?
Jimmy agreed with you. Tough heat 14 coming for the Stars. Very nearly not.
Official result of heat number 14 was a win for the rider in blue, Nikolai Clint. Second in white, Kyle Howarth, and third in red, Lewis Kerr. 4 points to Kings Lynn, 2 to Leicester. On the night now, it's 42 points apiece. Going into a big heat 15.
And they need to get it done quick, because look at the colour of them clouds.
It doesn't look very promising, does it?
It looks like it's about to thunderstorm and everything. Oh my god. Oh! Heat 12, Tobias Michelet, 5-1 by Jamin Lindsay and Tate Zishki. Heat 13, he beats Brady Kurtz and Dan Bewley. Oh, crap. Heat 13, Tobias Michelet won in red, Brady Kurtz in second and Matty Zagar third for a 4-2 to Birmingham to make it 34 points to 44. And heat number 14 was won by Zach Cook with Keenan Roof second and Ben Barker third for a shared heat to make it 37 points to 47. Right, Palmer, quickly nominate your Leicester and your Kings Lynn rider to of the night for the poll in our chat.
Richard Lawson and Tom Brennan.
I'll go with Nicola Clint and Max Frick then.
I think they're fair results for us.
I was thinking Joe Thompson because he's been there or thereabouts, but I think Max Frick and his bravery and a bit of ruthlessness as well has put him up there. So anyone in the comments, vote for who you think the rider of the meeting is between Tom Brennan, Max Frick, Richard Lawson and Nikolai Clint. And who would you put in 15? I think the Leicester two put themselves in. I think it'll be Frick and Brennan.
It's a difficult one, really.
I think Richard Lawson's got to be in, and I think it's probably
Lawson's got to be in, but Lawson hasn't been out since heat 10.
Louis Kerr was in 14, and he hasn't been out since 5.
Oh yeah, you've got a point. There's a slight difference. Richard Lawson's made a bit of an impact.
True, and Nikolai Clint's meeting is over. He's had all of his rides. If anyone gets in the comments to vote for the rider of the meeting, then happy days. If not, you can choose, but we'll do that after 15 if nobody's voted.
But yeah, I do tend to agree. I think it's got to be Lawson and Quebec. Quebec's been consistent with 4 second places.
Maples voted for Clint because without him Leicester would have walked this meeting.
Yeah, she's got a point. 14 paid 16. Writes it all, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a good return, isn't it, that?
So,
We've got a line up
so
3:15 at Birmingham. Norwich Bloodorn's going for 5. Tobias Michelet goes in red off gate 1. Norwich Bloodorn white gate 2. Keenan Rue blue gate 3 and Dan Bewley yellow gate 4. Paul Wheeler says it's got to be Kemp, ain't it? Max Frick's in yellow. I'm almost certain it's going to be Tom Brennan in white.
You'd expect so. In fact, I'll check my mobile device to see if it tells me anything.
Wheeler
It
has
did
said
last-
joking Tom Brennan. So we've got a vote for Clint and a vote for Brennan so far.
Richard Lawson red, Yankovic blue, Tom Brennan white.
I mean, we did call that.
And looking at this, Kings Lynn are off 1 and 3.
Yeah, Kings Lynn had gate choice as well, didn't they? So Max Frick is taking
Yeah.
red gate 4. And we get Yankovic and Max Frick next to each other again. Device limit, someone's trying to log in onto your account, Mush.
Probably because I've got it open on my phone. I do apologise.
Wally.
You heard Ian Brannan then for a second? No, you didn't. So, here we go. Massive 8:15 here. Gate 1, red, Richard Lawson. Gate 2, white, Thomas Brennan. Gate 3, blue, Yankovic. Gate 4, yellow, Max Frick. Tastier than an Indian takeaway on a Friday evening, this.
Very quickly, who wins or do we go away 45 all?
Oh,
Putting you on the fence.
Purely because they're off 1 and 3, Lynn 46-44.
We'll find out in about 60 seconds time, but I do absolutely think that Leicester will be the happier of the two teams, whatever the result is from this one.
100%. Start Marshall and getting the boys into order for what could be the last time. You never know if we go to a Super 8. I don't think we will tonight. Tapes fly away we go. Then it's a very good start there for Yankovic, who gets to the first turn first. And now what can Richard Lawson do as Tom Brennan's gone to the front, but Kvek with a beautiful ride there up the inside again, and it's going to be a free all, and we're going to a 45-45 all. Lawson's trying absolutely everything now to get around Max Frick. What can Richard Lawson do? Will Tom Brennan team ride this home with Max Frick? It's all down on Richard Lawson. Now Yankovic's out in front. Richard Lawson now he's quite far behind, and it's almost definitely now going to be a 45 all draw as we go into the second leg, and Leicester, as Dill says, will be the happier of the two teams as we come round turns 3 and 4 for the penultimate time of this race. And barring any form of slips, trips, falls or mechanical failures, it's going to be a draw, and it's literally going to be winner take all on Thursday night at the Hydrascand Arena as Yankovic finishes his night with a race win.
Tom Brennan made a beautiful start there, just Yankovic got over a little bit quicker.
He did.
And just as Kvek moved to the front, Frick moved through on Lawson as well. There is a little acknowledgement between Brennan and Kvek. Frick and Kvek are acknowledging each other as well. Richard Lawson looks fuming, as you say. It may have been a step too far having done. But then Brennan had only done 11 as well. That was his last race.
Yeah, it's one of them, innit? Well, I think, to be fair, Lawson he paid the price ultimately for not making a decent gate, to be honest. And to be fair, as soon as Kvek hit the front, that's all she wrote.
Jimmy says, happy that you guys don't flannel, and if riders aren't doing well, you just say. It's one of the perks of not being official or anything like that. We can have an opinion.
that we can. And well, anybody that knows as well, we're not afraid to give our undivided opinions.
We've got a result from Birmingham. Norwich Bladorn will not be taking a 5-ride maximum because Heat 15 was won by Keenan Rue, with Tobias Michalek in second and Dan Bewley third for a 5-1 to Birmingham. And the final score, Birmingham 42, Belle Vue 48. And we'll quickly run through the individual scores of that before we do them for this, to let Palmer get his shoes and socks off to tally it all up. Tobias Michalek scored 12 plus 2, Paco Castagna 4, Jonas Jepsen 2 plus 1, Keenan Rue 11, Matty Zagar 6 plus 1, Ben Barker 4 plus 1 and Sam Hagan 3. Belle Vue, Brady Kurt scored 8 plus 1, Norwich Bladorn 11 plus 1, Jamin Lidsey 8, Zach Cook 6 plus 1, Dan Bewley 9, Tate Zishki 4 plus 1 and Jay Mulford 2 plus 1.
And over here, Neil Christian Everson scored 2 plus 1, Richard Lawson 10, Chris Harris 4, Lewis Kerr 2, Jan Kvek 11 and 1, Nikolai Clint 14 and 2, Luke Harrison 2 and 1. For the Lions, Max Frick 9 and 2, Tom Brennan 12, Ryan Douglas 8, Kyle Howarth 5 and 2, Sam Masters 8, Drew Kemp failed to score, Joe Thompson 3.
That 3 points of Joe looks even more pivotal now.
It does at this stage. Will it look pivotal on Thursday night?
You've got a point. Good. Fed up of Tatum, Nichols and Ian Brennan defending riders for poor performances. Yeah, I suppose they have to. They're colleagues almost, whereas we can see it from a fan's point of view. Jimmy has said Lawson. I would have said Lawson until 8:15. Palmer, you can pick your rider to watch though, because we've had 1 vote for Clint, 1 for Brennan and 1 for Lawson.
Oh, who was the other one that we nominated?
Freak.
I'll vote for him then, so we get 1 each. No, I don't know. I think. I'll go Lawson. I think he's made some good ruthless moves tonight, and he was a pivotal scorer for Kings Lynn, so I think that just edges it for him for me for tonight.
I'd have probably said Brennan, based off of the fact he scored 12 points as a guest and 3 race wins, but Lawson's contribution can't be underestimated either. I think the shines just took off a little bit because of that last in 15, but then, from his programmed rides, it was solid enough.
But obviously, we've got another leg of this to go, and Richard Lawson rides Leicester very, 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 very well.
He does, yeah. And hopefully we'll be back on Thursday with that leg as well, if my health is playing ball. Do you want to wrap us up for this evening?
So, he's been Dylan, he's been a little bit poorly, I've been Dan, and I've been fat. That's been Kings Lynn versus Leicester. All been well. We'll see you on Wednesday for Poole versus Oxford. As I say, keep an eye out, and on the, probably 20 minutes before we start, we'll post some links out. If you do, we're on. If we don't, we're not. Have a very good Tuesday.